All right. We are live.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Of course, as soon as we go live, my dogs start barking. I'm sorry.
It be like that.
As soon.
Hello, everyone. I think a couple people are here. We'll just wait a little bit.
All right. Sorry, I had to yell at my children.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not judging.
Like as soon as we hit live, barking up a storm.
He had to let you know.
He's like, there are people walking in front of our house. Danger. Danger.
It's happening. I just want you to know the strangers are out there. Yeah, so is there any type of way you want to format us talking about chapters 1 through 11? I wanted to discuss that with you before I started stuffing my face because I was hungry.
Priorities. The food is at the top,
If I don't get food, it's going to be like, and Percy Jackson. Like, it's just going to be a whole situation. That's not something we really want.
You've been to my lives. There's really no order. There's no order for anything.
I'll be like, here we are.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my light because I feel like it's super bright.
Really?
My light, yeah. I was just like, oh, why is my face like so washed out?
Dang, I was trying to get a photo of the live. And put it on the thing they call the Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I shared on the Twitter. There are people. There's Shonda. Hi, how are you? Shomla's here. Aaron, is that you, Aaron? The Book Brood is a Booktube duo, so I'm just wondering if that's Aaron or is it Heidi?
Oh, okay.
And we have Shay and Izzy. Hi, Izzy. And Rachel. Hi, everybody.
All right, so let me go ahead and click the things because I think that's what you're supposed to do. I always forget. So if anyone could send out a reminder or you can tell me like, Bree, please click the thing. I'll be having a full conversation reading, haven't clicked anything.
It took me a while to get used to like you could actually click on StreamYard because I'm like Booktube old where we used to use Google Hangouts and you couldn't show the comment on the bottom. Oh. So literally like your job is to read the comments to make sure like people watching the live afterward, like, no, you're not talking to yourself. There are actually people there.
Oh, I think you like that.
Yep.
Yes, I really do like that.
I'm that Booktube old before StreamYard.
I'm barely coming up 2 years. I'm going into my, wait, what is this? What year is this?
What year is it? 2021?
Yeah, 21. Am I drunk on shrimp?
Yes.
Okay.
It was just so good. It's so euphoric.
I inhaled it and I was shocked on how it came out. I was like, oh, that looks good. Okay.
I'm sitting over here. She's just eating. I'm like, that looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. I'm like,
it was a quick recipe. It was literally like 15, 20 minutes. It was fast.
Oh, Shomla's watching at work. Sometimes I do that too. I'm like, shh, don't tell my boss.
I'll be having it on the side on my phone. Just somewhere. I'm like, oh, hello. Hey, what's up, Shay? Hello, Rachel Ham.
I think he's saying yes. It's Aaron.
Oh, okay. I was like, yes.
Yes. Or like, yes, the lightning thief, which I finished like an hour ago.
Nicole was really, you know.
I put it to the last minute. Izzy knows. I always read the book the day of or the day before.
It happened. I have the book in front of me, but I did audiobook. But I have the book in front of me. Working from
I had to
home
take my
has
notes off.
benefits like binging YouTube. Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So, let's start off this live with how many of us read the book? Did you read to chapter 11?
Yeah.
You know, what's our initial thoughts? All those things, you know.
Before we dive on deep, because
Before we dive on deep. Oh, is my phone charged? How dare you, 15%?
I know I have to have my phone plugged into my computer because it was pretty low.
That's where my notes is at.
Oh, that's where I wrote right in the book.
Oh, because I didn't have the physical book with me.
Oh,
I was at home.
that's
So
right.
I accidentally left the book. So when I did it via audiobook, I was taking notes inside the audiobook.
Oh, that's handy though.
So let me find the audiobook so I can take.
See, Izzy knows me. Nicole never does things ahead of time. It's always last minute.
Oh, am I late? Am I late? Okay. Yeah, it'd be like that.
It's like we're having like the Romance Tubers live stream, and I'm reading the book for my own live stream the next day.
I feel that. I feel that.
That happens.
I see Shay out here with me, living that life. On chapter 12, I'm having to keep myself back from reading ahead without my kids.
Yeah, because he said that he was reading this series with his children. So I'm like, that's perfect timing. We're talking about it.
Yes, hop on. Man, this audiobook's gonna be interesting. I ain't lying.
I do have a lot, like, I don't know if you can see that, but Post-it notes. So, but
I'm just gonna whatever. It's gonna work out.
Oh, yeah,
it's gonna work out.
It's fine.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. This thing lied to me.
Why not lie to you?
Yeah, it was a setup. I'm looking. Yeah, it's set up. Somebody told me a story. Word on
I'm with you. I'm with you, Shonda. It was hard to stop at 11 because that's like things were going down. Chapter 11.
It was going down. It was going down.
Rachel got through chapter 6. Scan the last 4.
I feel like you should be the one clicking. I think your live is going to be better. Your live is going to be better. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm trash with the click. But I'm coming in. I'm coming in swirly with the click.
Yeah, okay. You got it. Got it.
Scan the last 4. It'd be like that.
Sometimes it does.
It really does.
Rachel, was it a reread for you? Is that why you were able to scan? Or you just sometimes you can scan read, and sometimes I do that too. I saw the movies a while ago. Yeah, I like the first thing I underlined was literally Percy's age. Like he's 12. I'm like, 12?
Because in the movie, I thought he was like 16 or something, 16, you know?
Right?
15.
That's what I thought too. I was just like, oh, he's 12. Okay, he's little.
We got Bookfish there. We got Bookfish. Let me get back.
Oh, Rachel said she read the series a few years ago. Got it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, Izzy didn't like the narrator.
Hey, Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
I did not like the narrator when I started the audio. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes the narrator can make or break a book.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like this is terrible, but there are certain narrators who I like follow. Like I'll go online and figure out all the books they've narrated and just listen to them all because they're just so fantastic. Bonnie Turpin can do no wrong. Can do no wrong.
I really love Fiona Hardingham. She does a lot of YA fantasy, like she did And I Darken and the Imperium series by Claire Legrand. So I just love like her voice, and she's really good at like inflection and putting like those emotions when she's reading. I'm like,
yeah.
And the lady who reads for Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, she does like, there's a ton of different accents in that book, and she does them all like really well. Like,
Wow, maybe I need to get on Outlander. I saw 2 episodes and I was like, this is a little strange for me. I don't know if I want to continue, I was like, because these people are wild in here.
That's honestly how I finished that series, because like those books are chunky and lots of history that's really, really dry writing because it's like so history dense. And honestly, I'm like, I'm just here for Jamie and Claire. Can I just have them? Like, I don't need like a 15-page description of you removing hemorrhoids. I don't need that. So
they need you to have it. Yes, yes. I do. Have you watched the movie?
I haven't watched it lately.
Okay.
I watched it like when it first came out.
Okay. All right. Decides if I will listen to it. There are some audiobooks of it on YouTube. You might find one you like other than the official, and it's free.
Some people like read the book, and they have like, but it's not like an official narrator. It's just them reading it on their channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't they got to get permission for that?
Probably. Probably should, but
like it's literally people coin. Doesn't sound like.
I know, like if there is, like if they upload it and there's a copyright claim, obviously it can't be like monetized. But
yeah, the lady who reads N.K. Jemisin is Bonnie Turpin. Just so you know.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Bonnie Turpin also read Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. I'm telling you, I was hooked into the last word. I was like, oh, we got tricked. Everybody got bamboozled.
Everybody.
It was rough. My favorite narrator is probably the lady who it's Bonnie Turpin, everybody. That's why I say Bonnie Turpin can do no wrong.
Awesome. Not yes.
Hemorrhoid.
Like she's a doctor. Like she becomes a doctor, but she was a nurse in like World War. And so when she goes back, she basically uses that as like how she survives. She's got it.
Yeah. And this, okay, just to make sure I understand outline. I know we're talking about Percy Jackson, but I need to make sure I got the right one in my head. It's when she touched the rock and then she goes back. Okay, got it. All right. Oh, yes, her. I haven't watched the movie because the fandom seems to hate it, right?
Yes, there's so much hate. Even like during the Discord.
Yeah, even in the Discord. You guys need to get on the Discord if you haven't already. I'll figure out how to put a link in the situation later. In the situation in the comment box later.
In the comment box.
I also love hearing Elizabeth Acevedo read her books. Yep.
I really like when the author narrates their own books because it just seems like it's a richer experience just because they know like what the character's feeling at any given time, and so they're able to put that in their voice too. So
I listen to a lot of audiobooks of Maya Angelou books because she narrates, I think, almost all of them.
Nice.
I don't want to say exclusively all of them, but I think she did spend quite a lot of time reading them. I have to look. I may switch to ebook. I thought Bonnie read for Children of Blood and Bone. I think she did too. She reads a lot. She reads for a lot of people. But let me see. Yeah.
Shomla says we should hate watch.
Oh, Percy Jackson. Sorry. I apologize. It's not Bonnie. It's not Bonnie Turpin, even though she's great. It's Robin Miles. I was like, I put them in the same league. You probably shouldn't do that to two people, but they were both equally great.
Equally.
Yeah.
Hate watch.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I gotta Google it. But Bonnie Turpin, y'all. I'm just gonna keep pushing Bonnie Turpin.
Just keep pushing Bonnie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so fun, right?
Yeah. Just so you know, a quickie, Measy uses they and them pronouns, and they're non-binary. Just so you know on that. Sea of Monsters movie, even worse. I don't even remember it. Did I watch it?
I watched it, and I remember watching Sea of Monsters. I remember one scene, and think it's in this book when they're going, like, when they're fighting, like, Medusa. Isn't that in movie 2? But it's in book 1?
Really?
I think
I thought it was in
so.
book 1.
It is in book 1, but I thought it was in movie 2. I remember that scene in movie 2 where they're fighting Medusa.
Oh.
I could be remembering it wrong. It's been a long time, but I'm just like, wait, this is in book 1?
You know, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let's talk about the pros before we go to the cons.
Yeah.
Share with us your pros. In regards to character development, plot.
Honestly, my favorite character was Grover. I really liked Grover, as he has like those witty comebacks. I really enjoy him, especially like, 'cause just thinking of the Medusa scene. They're like, I think she's dead or something like that, and like she roars, and he's like, maybe not. Like, it's just so funny. Like, I was like reading that, I was like, you are hilarious. I love you so much. Mm-hmm. And he does such a good job, and honestly, he doesn't get enough credit. But from Mr. D or anybody at Half-Blood Camp, he does not get enough credit.
He doesn't.
And how he's like, you know, at the very first, when he was talking about how this is basically his second chance kind of thing, because he messed up previously, and you know, he was like, oh, he kind of messed up getting you here. He was passed out when you dragged him through the portal. I was like, give him a break. He was fighting a minotaur. Like, come on. But yeah, I really like Grover.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Out of all of them, I think I hated Annabeth more in the book.
Did you?
Didn't like her more, but getting to Grover. So I'm gonna compare the movie, because this has to be said. I just feel like this has to be said. So while watching the movie, you get introduced to Grover as like this promiscuous player, like satyr, right? Who just like about the ladies and really only care about the ladies, right? And we know a lot of times how Hollywood like to portray Black men, right?
Yes.
So I was like, did they like up this up in the movie because he's a Black actor? And then I got a different side of Grover in the book, where Grover is like very serious about his responsibility and like taking care of Percy Jackson and everyone else. And he's like emotional and like, you know, this is my job, this is my calling. Like, even when he like talks about, you know, the earth and things like that. So it's like, for me, it's like,
this was a completely different character.
It was just so different. And I was like,
I 100% agree with you, because from watching the movie, I did like Grover in the movie too, because he was the comedic relief almost. He was like the funny guy, which he was in the book too. But he is definitely more committed to his job and protecting Percy, like you were saying, than he was in the movie. So it kind of made sense, like maybe in the movie when he was just playing around with the ladies, like he's not taking his job seriously. Okay, yeah, he's on his quote unquote second chance. But in the book, and I was like, he's very job oriented, I have to say. You know, so yeah, I could definitely agree with you there. And especially because they upped their ages too. Like, I couldn't see, you know, like, even though technically he's a little older, he's like 20 something, but with mature wise, I believe they said something like, yeah, in years he's like 20 something, but maturity, since they age slower than humans, he's like the equivalent of a middle grader, you know. So it's like, it really wouldn't fly if that was written like that. But I don't know why Hollywood has to take liberties and change things like that.
It's just so different.
Yeah, Shay was upset about the differences between Grover in the book and movie too.
Yeah, let me go back to y'all. If y'all haven't read Akwaeke Emezi, you got to do yourself a favor and read their work. Yes, Freshwater took me through a journey. It was great. The Death of Vivek Oji was also great. I have Pet. I own it. I was trying to read it last year as a buddy read, but I think I'll just contact the person I'm going to do the buddy read with and try to finish it this year. I forgot there was even a second movie. It'd be like that.
Sometimes. I've only seen certain scenes of the second movie. I haven't seen it like all the way through.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
seriously thought that Medusa scene was in the second movie. I could have sworn, but
It could have been. They fight Medusa in book 1. It's the only movie I've seen. Okay.
So it was in movie 1. Okay.
Maybe. Who knows at this point?
Well, we're gonna with Shoma, we're gonna hate read or hate watch the movie, so we'll find out.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, Grover is a great character. And I felt like even Medusa's part was more like a backstory about who she was. And like really, she was very opening. You know, I think her name was Mama M or something like that in the book. Granny M?
Auntie M?
Auntie M?
Auntie M, I think. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Auntie M, like the letter M for Medusa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They definitely up that in the movies, especially considering they specify he has the mental age and maturity of a middle schooler.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I was really upset about the differences between Grover in the movie and the book. I switched that up, but you know what I meant. Yeah. But they aged everyone and to play up the romance angle for them all. The romance angle really made me upset in the book. I'm thinking, you know, Percy's getting Annabeth the eye. I see you, you see me, we see each other. To find out she been giving Luke the eye?
Luke the eye. Like she was just like, kind of like blushing whenever he was talking, and when he gave her a hug, she was like, okay, like, oh, okay. It's not about Percy then. And honestly, they're like bickering at each other the entire time. She's like, why do I even want to go with you? And he's like, I don't know.
I was like, y'all need to throw her off the bridge. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's kind of like they're probably playing up where it's like an epic hate to love where they're just bickering, and then eventually as the series goes on and they get older, obviously they have to get older, right? And then it plays in the romance.
One can only hope. I mean, if they got a cute actor to play Harry Potter when they could have done the same with Percy.
That's true. Because they kind of they grew up like the kind of the span how they did, in the books as they did for the movies. It kind of just aged like their characters would have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm reading A Spy in the Struggle by Aya de Leon. Okay.
Thank you. Yep.
I forgot there was a second movie too. Never saw it though. I gave up all the movies after the first film. I really hope Disney come with it, y'all. And I'm down to even watch the Disney adaptation in Discord as well. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's do it. Auntie M. Thanks, Aaron.
We can do it on Disney Plus Watch Party.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't know Disney Plus had that option because I know Netflix had the Watch Party, but I didn't know Disney Plus did.
Yeah.
Somewhere? That's perfect. I have Disney Plus. We can totally do it.
I don't. My friend has it and gave me a profile during quarantine, and I called my friend a winner.
Yes.
So
helping you out.
And like that. The romance plays and more in the further books. Okay.
As they get older, yeah, I'm assuming like as they go through all these crazy, things and the later books, and as like of course they're getting older, so nothing like life or death situations to bring people closer together.
Yep. Annabeth was my least favorite character in the book. I just said that, and I actually liked her in the movies. Exactly, I liked her in the movies.
I like that actress. I like that. She did a really good job. But yeah, Annabeth, like just feel like she was, I don't know. She was like seemed very like flat, like not any kind of dimensions at all.
No, it's just I just like this dude. Like that's
like honestly the most emotion that we got from her in that whole first half.
Yeah, that's really all we got. Yeah, we can hate watch the movies and love watch the series when it comes out. Do we know when it's coming out? Does anyone has an ETA on that? I'm willing to give the Disney Plus a chance, maybe because how do we pronounce his last name? Rothstein?
Right. I've heard it's pronounced Rick Riordan. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Mainly because RR, because that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
RR is so involved. Okay. All right. My least. Oh wow.
Okay.
Everybody's like,
Yeah.
who is this? Okay. Nope. Yep. I don't know.
A lot of Annabeth.
Yep.
Maybe, I mean, hopefully she gets better. Hopefully she gets a little bit more depth as the series goes on. She can grow as a character, helping out, Percy. Time will tell. Time will tell.
At this point, one could only hope.
Yeah.
One could only hope. What was I saying about this? Oh, so what are your thoughts on Percy Jackson relationship with his dad?
I feel like
throwing Zeus in there.
Oh, and Zeus. I think like when it was kind of weird because at the beginning he felt like his dad knew him as a baby, and then his mom was like, well, no, like we only had that one summer together. Like he knew I was pregnant, but he just left. So like he did not see like any interaction, with, Poseidon at all. So it's weird that he has kind of that impression that his dad knew him as a baby. But honestly, I feel like he takes it in stride. He's like, okay, yeah, Poseidon's my dad. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially right when he gets to Camp Half-Blood, and then that girl like holds him over the toilet, and then he just like manipulates the water, and they're like, we don't know who your dad is. You have to be, like your dad has to like accept you or something. And I was like, y'all don't think it's just Poseidon just because he can manipulate water? Like, context clues. I don't know.
And then it brought me back to the book, because apparently in the book they told him right away, your dad is Poseidon. Like, period.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So now we had to wait until Jesus was resurrected in the book to figure out when it would happen.
Yeah, he was standing in the water, and that's how he was healing. Like he was like wounded during Capture the Flag, and so he was standing in the water, and it was healing his wounds. And then Annabeth was like, wait a second, like Annabeth figures it out before everybody else.
Versus in the movie, I think in the movie, the Poseidon calls to him through the water, like when he got hurt. I forget how he got hurt, but he was like, touch the water, you'll heal yourself. Then he touched the water and he healed himself. And I was like, they just wrote a whole new, that's why I said it should just be called the Greek god Offspring, because there is nothing, like I don't see.
There's no similarities except for
they just need
I do remember him fighting Mrs. Dodds. Is that the pre-algebra teacher's name? I remember that scene. Like he like with the sword and everything. Like he clicked the pen, or this is like it's like a ballpoint pen, so he has to take the cap off instead of clicking it. But
yeah. I'm like, that pen is nice. I'm like, I wish I had that pen.
And he's like, you can't lose it. It's impossible to lose. I'm like, he just like throws it.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you throw it? I would at least, I don't know.
Put it under your pillow, maybe.
But he just threw that thing. I was like, okay, live your best life then, if that's what you do.
And then Mr. D was just like, it may take a few minutes, but check your pocket. Like, honestly.
Look, it's funny because a lot of younger people, like teens, really like Annabeth. That's just my face of like. I guess if older people don't gel with her. Yeah. Yep.
Maybe if I read it like as like a middle grader or a teenager, like preteen, I probably would like Annabeth just because she seems to be the only female other than the mom.
Yeah.
So
and the mom and the movie just didn't do the mom justice, but maybe y'all opinions will change since you only read chapter 11 of the book. It was pretty on the nose, the bathroom. Yep, exactly. I was sitting there like, so we don't know who works with water? It's so funny, but so true. I never hated Annabeth, but she definitely annoyed me at times. First reading in this one but she also reminded me of my sister a bit. So take that as you will. Ooh, out as a sister. I would love to have a favorite pen that would always come back to me. It doesn't even need to. No, seriously, I feel like I would hate being in the serving profession, like waiters, because these people
always steal your
pens, and then these ungrateful customers be robbing y'all.
That's because, like, so when I was a server, I always had my favorite pen and I would keep it with me. It is either in my hand or in my book. The pens that I give to the customer to sign their credit card receipt, they were like these really bad. Sometimes they didn't work. You had to like lick it or get it to work, you know?
Yeah.
I never gave them my nice pen. Never, ever. Because they will steal them. They will.
Yeah. And when I say they, I mean me. Okay.
I mean, if you give me a nice pen, if I'm at a restaurant, I'm legit stealing them.
Is that me though?
Oh, so funny.
I agree. I love the mom in the book. She seemed like an afterthought in the movie. I thought so.
I just really liked how it was just described in the book how whatever she did, everything she did was to protect Percy. She married that really awful guy, whatever his name is, Smelly something.
Greg? Wasn't it Greg?
Some Greg. But it's like she married just because he had this really awful aura, and that's what kind of clouded his scent to keep people from finding him. And it's like, honestly, like, that's fantastic. You're sitting in a loveless marriage who this guy is a jerk just to protect your son. I mean, that's fantastic. Yeah, and like always like was like just everything she did was just to protect Percy. And that's just really, it was really shown in the book. And exactly, it was like an afterthought in the movie.
Because even, I don't remember in the movie them like, hold on, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna think on that.
Okay.
I forgot where I was going, so it's just like in mid-thought, I forgot.
You didn't get it out fast enough.
It was like coming, and then it was like skirt, and I was like, cool. All right. Laugh out loud. Yes, I was like, come on, people, you're already actively looking for a child of the big three, right? They were like, we're just trying to find, you know. And Aries out here just got all these babies. Aries really making it rain out here with kids. You get a kid. You get a kid. You get everybody gets a kid. It wasn't
honestly
right.
That whole scene where he was just like, the big three made a pact where they're not going to father offspring, and I was like, there's no way Zeus is keeping it in his pants. There's no way.
No way, Zeus.
And then he's like, well, Zeus was the first one to fall off the wagon. After I was like, I bet he was. I bet he was. Because if you look back on all mythology, the reason why everything happened the way it happened is because Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants. Yep. And it's no different. It's no different.
Yeah. I also really like, because I felt like in the movie it was more like leaning toward like Greek mythology, but somehow they made it like westernized with like the history lessons throughout the book about like what the West means and how Greek gods are like everywhere or in every society and how they move through the millennia, whatever. I just really like that. So it gave me more of it just gave me more of a contemporary vibe in that in those ways, if that makes sense. His mom is the best, and I always appreciated how much they had Percy love his mom. Yep. Man, the backstory behind her marriage had me like, mom goals. Well, sorta. Yeah, except when I found out other stuff, I was like, I shouldn't have been looking up stuff online. Really, what it is.
Oh, you looked up stuff online.
It's the Gemini in me. I was like, what's happening?
Sometimes I accidentally spoil myself too, and I'm just like, okay, I just got to know about this one character, and I search for it, and it's like death. I'm like, no.
You anticipating the death, like, oh. It's
like,
not
why
good.
did I do that to myself?
It's not good.
And like when we were doing the breakdown during our little Zoom meeting, when we were doing the breakdown of the books, I know, I was just like, okay, look at the page number, don't read the page.
Okay, well, it's like when I open it, I just start reading. So it's just like, it's that kind of.
That's what I'm trained to do. I open a book, I read the page. Like, that's what happens.
Period. I love what she does at the end of the book as well. Okay.
We got something to look forward to. Okay.
Yeah, we got something to look forward to. None of them keep it. None of them. You get a kid. You get a kid. And then Z is a hypocrite. Oh my God.
So true. Yes.
So hypocritical.
There was one scene where they were talking about how, like, even though like every god had a cabin and goddess, but some aren't filled because there was this one, like the goddess of marriage. She's just like, well, she's the goddess of marriage, so she doesn't cheat. That's like her husband's job. I'm like, stop it. Stop. Like, well, she's the goddess of marriage, so she really can't cheat, but her husband will. It's fine. Like, seriously, just slide that in the book there.
A couple things that was just slid in, and I was like, we're not going to further explore that. But then I thought, oh, this is a middle grade book. So I was like, okay, like the domestic violence with Smelly Greg and Mom. I was like, we just gonna slide in into this. We just, but I get it,
For sure. He's definitely an abuser. Like
definitely terrible. I don't think Hades kept it in his pants either. I'm suspect of Annabeth. They don't explain why she has the helm of darkness.
Interesting.
I never took it that way, but now you got me thinking. Wouldn't that make her a full god though, since Athena is her mother?
There is conspiracies abound now. Now we got things to think about.
I feel like TikTok. You have now entered conspiracy Percy Jackson.
Right? Like, oh, and then there's Shomla, who's read the entire series, and she's like, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Oh, my puppy, sorry.
Oh, he got that voice. All right. Also with Athena being her mom, we just gonna gloss over this goddess getting pregnant and leaving the baby on the porch. Right.
Yes.
Stalk action. Stalk action.
She's like, here you go. Like, obviously I can't have this. Like,
no,
I can't have it in Olympia. Like, I just gotta, here you go.
Yeah.
And even Percy was like, well, who's your dad? And she was, or like, what god is your dad? And she was like, my mom. Like, way to be sexist.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh. Like, okay, that's true. Yeah.
I also wanted to know, like, did Athena only have one child? I was trying to figure out, because they had different camps for different things. So I was just like, not different camps, but like different
cabins. Yeah.
Cabins, different cabins. I was like, how many kids was she out here just pregnant all the time? Like,
all the time. Especially because if they're all I'm not saying that the cabin was full, but if they're all kind of around the same age, like just every 9 months, just maybe it works differently. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't really go over, like, was Annabeth like alone in her cabin, or did she had other people? But like, she was saying that she grew up in Camp Half-Blood. Like, she was there. She's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Are y'all? Excuse me.
Also, I felt like out of all the guys, Athena was the more present mom, like the more present parent. And I don't know what that says about like motherhood assumptions, but yeah.
Dogs are just barking. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So where we're at, where chapter 11 ended, was Percy mailed off Medusa's head to Mount Olympus at the Empire State Building. That's where.
So good. Yeah.
I know. I would too. I'm like, here, take this. Like, here's a present. Like, with best wishes, Percy Jackson. He signed that with attitude. He's like, Percy Jackson.
I like how snarky he was, and how he would like have to stop himself from being snarky with people. I'm like, just tell them they mama ain't shit, and let's be done with it.
Yeah. For sure.
Has multiple children. Oh, okay. I was like, I couldn't figure that out. Maybe I missed it. Thank you, Rachel. Come on, y'all. They're betting anyone and everyone. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. The only one who may have been a little picky was Poseidon.
Oh, that's a one. Yeah, may have been just because his like all three of their cabins were just empty.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well.
Right. Do they carry babies for 9 months? I'm thinking a day.
Yeah, maybe. And
they wake up in the morning pregnant. That baby's here by noon. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really know.
No, they can't be pregnant for 9 months because how are they going to go out and live their life and getting everybody
wine and tea off supple skin? I don't know. I'm like trying to think of like the wording that they would use.
Oh, the Medusa was such. That's true.
It was such a good one. Yeah.
Annabeth even said she said something where it's just like
the God didn't like it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. It was so funny.
Oh, Auntie M. Let me find the chapter 12. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like she said something, it's definitely it wasn't well that gods wouldn't like it. She said something about that.
Yeah.
Oh. She's like, they're not gonna like that. It's Grover, so it's like they're not gonna like that. Grover warned. They'll think you're impertinent, and he's like, I am impertinent. It's like, okay, well, at least you know, Percy. At least you know.
At least you know where they stand. At least you know where they stand. Let's see. You'll learn that Percy lives in risk.
All the time.
That's some Umbrella Academy stuff for real. Have you seen that on Netflix?
I haven't seen it. No,
it's good.
I did read the graphic novels though, but I think they're very different.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a graphic novel. Look at that. I find out stuff every day. Every day. Are Athena's babies born from her head like she was from Zeus?
I don't know.
Whoa.
But there is some weird things, how, in mythology, it even said like in the first, hold on. Like when they were doing like mythology lessons, in the beginning, they said something about someone. It's just very weird how they give birth. It's or how they're created. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Oh, and then how everyone just forgot Mrs. Dodd except for Percy, but they were just pretending, obviously. But
yep, it'd be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought I put a sticky note on there, but
considering what the guys have done to mortals for perceived insults, I have read my mythologies. How he got out of that one. Laugh out loud. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what Mr. Brunner was saying. Well, they were just answering questions. It says because he was asking, explain why Kronos ate his kids, like because that the Titans. It's like Zeus did indeed feed Kronos to a mixture of mustard and wine, which made him disgorge his other 5 children, who of course being immortal gods and been living and growing up completely undigested in the Titan's stomach. I'm like, what? They're just in his stomach, like all 5 of them. Like what? Very weird. Very weird.
It be like that, They really do. They really do. Do you have any other thoughts? Do anybody else have any other thoughts up to chapter 11?
Let me look through.
I will say though, I was kind of nervous to do the read along because I was like, is Percy Jackson gonna be as annoying as Harry Potter? I was
just like the books,
like at
reading Harry Potter.
Oh my God. I never want to slap a fictional character so much in my life. So I was so happy that he was chill and use humor and didn't feel like have this huge martyr complex. Like that's got me with HD. But yeah.
Rachel saying the gaslighting of Mrs. Dodds was not cool. Could have found another way to distract him. Yeah, they're making him feel like he was crazy. Like, I know we had a teacher, Mrs. Dodds, for like the entire school year. And now you're just saying, oh no, like this other teacher. And she just walked in, this other teacher, like, oh yeah, we've been here the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not cool. I also, I'll try to figure out where the comment is at. I put it in my book about like, them discussing Percy having dyslexia.
Oh, yeah.
Like what that is and what it looks like. And there was a comment that was made. If I read the book, it would have been better to highlight it and go to it, but I was like listening to it, so I can't find I thought it will show you after you, but it's not showing me.
It's not showing any of your notes.
No, it's just showing me when I wrote chapter blank, and I'm just like, oh well.
Well, yeah, they were saying like he has dyslexia and ADHD.
Yeah,
and that what I was getting is like maybe because when he was reading stuff, the words just kind of like floated off the page, and that's why he couldn't read it. And she was saying it's because you're like in your mind, you're programmed or not programmed, but like to read ancient Greek. And so it's English and it's confusing you.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe like humans or just gave him the like diagnosis of dyslexia because they didn't know like what he,
right.
Like they didn't know why he couldn't or had trouble reading.
Right.
But,
right.
And like they said, it was Annabeth, she was saying his ADHD is because like being a half-blood, you're just ready, to fight and you have like quick reflexes, but you're trying to be slow and be like a normal human. And that's why you're kind of feeling like that antsy all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was glad that was explained and like normalized at the camp. Like I was liking that. One of the things I like too is like I'm always like my family is always telling me be careful what you say because saying things give it power. It gives it power. Or if something that you want and you want to manifest, say it so you can put it in existence. Like it can happen for you. So when they kept saying, don't say monsters, don't say the name of it, don't say nothing because you're going to attract more. And I was like, oh, look at that. The law of attraction a little bit. So I like that.
Very true.
Think Percy, yep, agree.
He needs therapy, honestly. He needs therapy, and what he got was pushed under the stairs, and you got to kill this guy.
Like, what would have happened? Oh, yeah.
He would have learned to say no. If he got therapy, he would have learned to say no.
I put normalizing dyslexia and ADHD in a way is something that I picked up on, stating that we need to do better and have better ways to accommodate for those who have learning difficulties was also great, such as creating a whole damn school for half-bloods. So.
Yes. Like if the way, and that could be just for, kids just learning now, if the way that you're teaching isn't getting through to a kid, maybe you need to change the way you teach. It's not, it's not every way of teaching. People learn different ways anyway. Like some people, like they need to be hands-on, they need to do it, or they want to like read it, and that's how they learn. It's like there's lots of different ways to learn. So creating this whole school to help with that is very nice.
Okay. I kept writing about how I thought Luke was seeming very like bro-ish and like different in the book.
Yeah, he just seemed like he was just really there to be friends with Percy, like without really any prompting.
Yeah.
And like the way he gave him like his shoes, the ones with like the wings. Yeah. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, why? But yeah, like he's very like, just very friendly with Percy.
Yep.
Which is which is nice, because then you have the other half where they're being just completely mean to him because he's new.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're really mean, I don't like it. You're also really friendly, I don't trust that.
Yep. It's like, so when is the ball gonna drop?
Exactly. Oh, so
Did I miss some comment? No.
nope.
But
Nope.
okay, I think this was a good discussion for chapter 1 through 11.
Yeah, I think we honestly.
Is there
I think
someone or something we should have?
I'm just going through my post-it notes. Honestly, I think we've hit most of my post-it notes. Some of them are just me being like very weird and thinking things are funny. I also really liked how like there was a plaque that read hold on, like where are they at? Oh, they were in the attic when he was going to the Oracle. He saw like a plaque that read Hydra Head #1, Woodstock, New York, 1969. I'm like, that's actually really funny, because if people were just saying like they saw like a Hydra head, they wouldn't believe him because they think everybody at Woodstock was just high all the time.
Yeah.
That's actually really smart to throw that in there.
Yeah. Yes, we were talking about Luke.
Are you talking about Luke? Yes.
Um,
About how he's too friendly and we don't trust it.
Yep. Yep. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like is not quite adding up, and it's gonna come to us.
Oh, I was just also reading the Oracle, what she was saying to him about how you shall be betrayed by one who calls you a friend.
Exactly. I'm just saying,
Gasp.
right?
Gasp. Gasp.
Yeah. And I was just like, because I felt like maybe, Percy wasn't giving his all to Annabeth and Grover. And I was like, I don't think they are the friend. I don't think they are the friend.
Yeah.
But, whatever, life is life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sean was saying don't trust him.
Yep.
She knows.
Dang. There was spoilers? I didn't even see
it.
I didn't see it. Don't trust them. Laugh all out. Yeah. Yep.
Don't trust him.
He cannot be trusted. And that's kind of where I'm at there. What was the other thing that I had? So there, when they were in the restaurant with Auntie M, and she was talking about her other sisters, I was like, do I need to read up on Medusa?
But I think
there being 2 other sisters. I always was taught Medusa was just one person. And she was like, she had 2 other sisters who were like with her, and they passed on. And I'm like, were there 3 Medusas at one time?
Well, Medusa is actually there is like what she's actually a Gorgon, but she's kind of like the most famous Gorgon. Like when people say Medusa, they think, the snake's, hair and everything, and you turn or people who look at you or them to stone. And Gorgons actually do that. She's just the most famous Gorgon.
Okay.
But yeah, she was turned into a Gorgon for sleeping with that's the history, or the mythology that I know, what Annabeth was saying. Like, she was hooking up with Poseidon in Athena's temple, and Athena was mad, so that's why she turned her into a Gorgon. Because she was actually, when Medusa was born, she was actually very beautiful. And
that's what I was getting, but I was like thinking to myself about the sisters, and I was like, so, because I do know a lot of times people punish your family for something you did. So I thought like the other 2 sisters also got the snakes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad that she lost her sisters. That was real sad.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she was crazy.
Even though.
No, she was crazy. I was like, oh no, not your sister.
She wanted to get Annabeth though. She's like, you're like, oh, she kept bringing back like her eyes, like, oh, I've seen eyes like yours before, you know, and that's how kind of Annabeth got, like, this isn't right, you know. It's like she was kind of getting those context clues, which I guess she's really good at picking those up.
Yeah, in that moment, I really liked her character.
Yeah. So I was, you know, like, okay, you're really good. You're good to have around because you pick up on the context clues that the boys would just overlook. Okay. So yeah, those are the first two are her sisters.
Yeah. I was like, I don't even remember their names being said.
I think those are her sister, but I thought she had 3 sisters. Or maybe they are the 3 sisters.
Yeah, it was 3
okay.
Because she kept saying her other 2 sisters.
Got it.
Also, do anybody have a page number where they said the names? Or is this some backstory?
Let me see.
Let me go to Auntie M. No,
so 176, she was saying, once upon a time I had 2 sisters to help me in the business, but they passed on. And Auntie M is alone. I only have my statues. That's why I make them. You see, they are my company. And that's when Annabeth, she's like, 2 sisters, ? She's like, it's a terrible story, not one for children, really. You see, Annabeth, the bad woman, was jealous of me long ago when I was young. So I don't think they name the sisters in here. She just said 2 sisters.
Yeah. I like how she was like, don't be a pawn to them, Percy. Just stay here and be in love with statue. I'm like, who do you want to be like?
She was really trying to convince him, though. She was like, you don't need all that. That's just pain. That's just pain, the path you're going down. So, Shonda, yes, I love
prophecy. Oh, wait, what page did you just say it? So I can look at it. One will betray you, one will...
it's 141, 140, and 141 is the prophecy.
Keep you around for real.
Because I put a sticky. So
I'm like trying to break the spine on this. I'm like, get it together.
So yeah, it says, you shall go west and face the God who has turned. You shall find what was stolen and see it safely returned. You shall be betrayed by one who calls you a friend, and you shall fail to save what matters most in the end.
So you shall go west and face the God who has turned. I feel like I know who that is, so I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up next week. I'm gonna just shut the hell up. But I feel it in my spirit of spirits of all spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the big spirit. I really feel it there. You shall be betrayed by one who calls you a friend. You and I already think it's Luke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's Luke. And you shall fail to say what matters most in the end. I got some thoughts on it. It could be mom.
Could be mom.
It could be mom. It could be Poseidon.
Yeah, because that relationship that he didn't have, like, he wants to get to know his dad now that he finally knows, like, who he is. So
it could be Poseidon, or it could be Annabeth or Grover. It could be a lot of people. We don't know what kind of relationships he's going to develop in the other
over the course. Yeah, over the course of the last half of the book. Yeah. I'm mostly at this point in time. I'm leaning more towards mom.
Okay, yeah, me too. I'm leaning towards mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have bought my damn highlighter. But anyway, life continues. Beth is very smart. Yeah, she got some smart moments.
Yeah. I love her next comment. That is my Uncle Ferdinand. As soon as he walks in, he's like, that looks like my Uncle Ferdinand.
That had me dying because that was also in the book. I mean,
in the movie.
So that had me dying.
And also, I just also want to point out how he has like his reed pipes, and it just sounds suspiciously like Hillary Duff. I was dying laughing. I was like, and talk about one song in particular. I was like, I think I know that song. I was like, that was a good song. So funny.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like Grover, one of Grover's lines in the last little part here. It's just, you two are giving me a migraine, and satyrs don't even get migraines.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him so much.
He is beloved. He's loved. So I may have missed this. So let's talk about Annabeth Yankees cap she got from her mom.
Oh yeah, it makes you turn invisible, right?
Yeah. Was that something that come back to her? Because I remember when she gave it to Percy on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And then a situation went down, and I was like, "Did anybody retrieve this hat?" And I it was like too much.
I know too much was going on.
Was the hat retrieved? Is this another?
I cannot remember if the hat was retrieved.
Okay.
But I know that there was a lot going on. Like, he was causing the bus to crash. He was like yanking the wheel. He pressed the emergency brake. There was a lot going on.
It was a struggle. I was like, Percy was not worried about that damn hat.
No, and then, when it exploded, like, all of their stuff was in there. So I'm thinking the hat was in there too, because he had taken off the hat.
Yeah.
In the bus, right?
Yeah, to distract Mrs. Dodge and her sisters.
Yes, that's what I thought too. So it's like, okay, so if all of their stuff, because they had their packs, their clothes, their supplies, it was still all on the bus when they finally got out of there, and then it exploded, and Grover was really sad about his tin cans. He was just like, all these cans, like, they were but yeah, so I'm thinking
it's all of us being like, no, they aren't.
I'm thinking the hat, which is unfortunate because it's a really that would have been very helpful.
Yeah, thank you for telling us the names, although we didn't know and it wasn't in the book. So I was like, what? It was mentioned in the book and I missed that. Love that. Grover really is the best. I think it does come back to her.
So maybe it's like Percy's pen, like you can't lose it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because that was a gift from her mom too, just like the pen is a gift from Poseidon to Percy. So, all right, okay, magical, coming back. I love that. That would be awesome.
I don't remember. I'll be sad to lose that. Yeah, I'll be sad to lose that hat. Another question I have for you: out of all the demigods, which one would you be? Like, who would you want to be your parent? That's a better question.
That is a good question. I'm thinking Athena too, because isn't she she's supposed to be like the goddess of wisdom, and so I'm thinking maybe that's why he picks Annabeth to pick up on the clues, because she's from she's born of the goddess of wisdom. I was like, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, that's true. I'm Poseidon. It's not because of Percy Jackson. It's because the water just throw me in there, even though I'm afraid to swim, and I'll be like, she gonna die, and by she I mean me.
No.
But I just feel like, just put me in there. Just give me a little backstroke situation. I'm trying to be like Spider-Man with the water.
Ooh.
Situation. Just slap somebody in the face with a, and then they're done. So.
Because Percy has those powers where, the water can heal him, and, he can manipulate the water. I mean, I don't think Annabeth has any of those fancy powers. I mean, she's really good at capture the flag, and she's really good at, being athletic, but does she have any powers that can manipulate the elements like Percy does? Or that's just very special to Poseidon?
Yeah. It's the manipulation of the element for me.
Yeah, that's true, because that's,
Yeah, and I just feel like Ares and Hermes just got 80,000 kids, and I'm not trying to have that many siblings. So when Dad died, I got to share my coin with all of y'all?
All of it. Is literally everybody in the will, and I'm number 5,272.
Right. It's just no, I'm not sharing my coin.
By the time it trickles down to me, there's nothing left.
Yeah. It's just I'm not sharing my coin with the crew.
Yeah.
The crew is not getting my coin. I'm just
Sean was saying like she doesn't have any powers, but she has the intellect. She's very smart, I think. Yeah, that's why she picks up on things. Yeah.
Yeah, she's strong too. One of the lesser gods that have fewer enemies trying to get it back at them through their very breakable mortal child. I have self-preservation.
Honestly, so seriously. True. They're like, everybody and their brother is after Percy.
I'm trying to be the one who got no problems.
Exactly.
You know, just coming into conflict like. You know, just nothing. Yep, she has intellect. Intellect can get you far.
Yeah,
it really can. If it wasn't for her intellect, Mama Auntie M would have got them, and
everybody
got them.
The book would have ended chapter 11 because they all would have been. Annabeth would have ran away, and then they both Grover and Percy would have been statues in her little garden. Annabeth's like, every man for themselves. Bye. Bye. See you later. I tried to tell you.
Bye. It's been fun.
Like this, and then as they're like just statues, she's just like knocking them on the head, like, I told you, you should have listened to me.
That's what you get. That's what you get. Yeah. The god and goddesses are immortal, so no one is getting an inheritance. You don't know? There's there's always I feel like these characters, you'll be trying to think like, oh, they're gonna die, but there's a way. There's probably some type of thing that can happen that can kill these people off or these gods off.
Yeah. That's true. Or people just stop believing in them. Like if something, because they were saying like it's like the power of, just believing in something like that. It's like, if there was ever, a time where people just stopped believing in their gods, they could all just go poof.
Yep. It's I don't know if any of y'all read the Gods of Jade and Ward, or it's by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I'm probably not saying the name correctly, but some of the gods in that book, they talk about that. Like, if no one believes in me, no one prays to me anymore, I go poof. But if people are praying, like coming back, then I'll come back. But yeah, they're too greedy and petty anyways to give their kids anything. That's true, but I feel like, would you say that for Poseidon too? I don't know why I'm really team Poseidon.
You are team Poseidon.
Horde, And when I think about the actor who plays him, I'm like, white man, I will have your child.
Sean Bean, he's fantastic. I really love him.
Fine. I liked him in Grey's Anatomy. So for me, it's just like, hello, sir.
I feel like every time like Sean Bean plays someone like in a movie, like his character dies. like every almost, I'm gonna say more than half. Like he's just famous for like playing characters that die.
It'd be like that, somebody got to take one for the team.
That's true. They only give it if it helps themselves. That's so true. Like, how is it? Honestly, no matter what they do, it just seems like, how is this going to benefit me? And that's like their basis on their decision making.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Zeus seems like very annoying. Like I've never liked Zeus in any rendition. He just like.
And really any kind of, in actual mythology, in any kind of retelling, Zeus is always
terrible.
Always.
So I'm just like, okay, you showed up as yourself, got it. However, I don't.
Yeah.
Thank you for my TED Talk. It is by the original myths more than the Percy Jackson books. I think, Rachel, I need to make a little note. Let me just make a little note, because I think I need to I'm not saying I need to go a deep dive, but I do feel like I need to freshen up on the Greek gods.
Mm-hmm. I gotta break out my Edith Hamilton's mythology. that I still have from high school.
Oh, God. I do not have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I do remember the ending. It's not really the last scene of the movie, but the last scene where Poseidon and Percy are talking or interacting, and he just seems like he's a really great guy.
Yeah.
It could be just the actor, like, we're biased, but
Could be like, listen here, Bree, I want you. And I'm like, well, I'm giving you a demigod.
You're like, say no more.
Yes.
Oh, it's so funny.
Any other questions or comments anyone have in the comment box section? Why can't I speak? Or questions or any additional things you have?
I'm going to look through my post-it notes one more time, but I think we discussed everything. I
don't know how I'm awake and talking though. Poop.
I know you spent, how long were you on the plane?
2 hours and then like 4 hours of being in a car and then grocery shopping and so many bags. So it's just a lot.
Yeah.
I actually have that same book. Here we are. I just feel like, can you text me the name? The book you were saying about Greek gods and maybe
that's the book we had to get, for my English class in high school. We had to get that specific mythology book. They wanted us to have Edith Hamilton's mythology.
I'm looking. I don't see nothing that says Edith.
Yeah, I think we talked about everything. I think I got all my post-it notes talked about.
All right. So.
Yeah, she did have a busy day for real.
Yeah. And I cooked. I got so much stuff to unpack. I think after this live, I'm going to lay on the floor and go to sleep and hope tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Just in the bed, knocked out. I already know. Because before I got on the live, this is what I love. I love these. They're just huge.
Oh, the really big scrunchies?
Yeah, so this is how I was looking before I got on the live. I was like, maybe this is not acceptable. I was like, just walking around like this, looking like Jay and Silent Bob. Not Jay and Silent Bob, the guy, Bob, the killer on Simpsons. What's his name?
Oh, I've never seen an episode of The Simpsons.
Don't tell my grandma. I'm gonna think I'm going to hell. But
I won't tell her, I promise.
I think his name is Bob. He's like the tall one. He has like this huge fro. I can't even remember. It's a short blurb, all the various gods. Okay.
Oh, she was not Edith Hamilton's mythology, timeless tales of gods and heroes.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that. Because it don't look like the library has it.
There's just some one-liners in this book that were just so funny. Like, this is from Annabeth, where, he came back after, like, for Annabeth and Grover before the bus blew up. Yeah. And she's like, I appreciate your coming back for us. Okay. That was really brave. And he's like, we're a team, right? And she was silent for a few more steps. It's just that if you died, aside from the fact that it would really suck for you, it would mean the quest was over. Like, aside from the fact that would really suck for you, my quest would be over. This is my chance to have a quest, and you're gonna ruin it. So,
yeah, I think she was just really trying to have a quest. She just really was. She was like, "I'm waiting for this person to come and life to happen, and for me to live my best." So
that's why before they even left Camp Half-Blood, and Mr. D was like, "You're going on a quest." Annabeth was like, "Seriously, I've been here how many years, and I've never been on a quest, but Percy's been here for 2 minutes, and he gets to go."
That's probably why she was flirting with Luke, because she was ready to catch Percy Jackson outside.
Yep.
She was ready to whoop his ass.
Yeah. She's like, "Gosh darn it."
Oh, it has a short blurb. Okay, that's good. Sideshow Bob. Thank you, Playgirl B. Exactly.
I was no help for that. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I thought that was like the book. So I was like, let me get it. But I found it. They have like 3 different. I have a 2-week wait.
2 weeks.
But yeah.
So yeah, I have Edith Hamilton's, and then I also have Bullfinch's Mythology, I think, too. I have that one too.
Okay. A lot of Beverly Jenkins is coming to my library.
Oh, I love it. I love that for you.
For you.
Because I just got this beautiful book.
Ooh, vivid. I think you put it on your Instagram, right?
I did. I got it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is gorgeous. I can't stop staring at this book." I just can't. It's so beautiful. It's the 25th anniversary edition of this book, so she's been the reigning queen of romance or historical romance for a very long time.
Yep. That's why I need to read her books, because I love historical fiction. So I was like, I can get into this. But there's the PDF I found.
She knows her stuff.
Sent me the PDF?
Was it me?
I feel like it was you.
Sent you a PDF.
You told me, you sent me a document of romance.
Oh yes, I did. A Google Doc.
Go to her website. It will be a PDF. Or maybe I sent it on my own.
I sent you a Google Doc, so if you opened it, I don't know, and maybe you saved it as a PDF.
No, maybe I found it on my own. But if you go on Beverly Jenkins' website, she has a PDF of every book she's ever written, and like where you can find it, and if it's an Audible, and all type of stuff.
That's very handy.
I was like,
that's very handy.
I see what you're doing.
She's like, I just want to make it as easy as possible for you to consume, which I love that. We love that she did the work.
Putting in the work. I'm like, what's going on with the hair? Hey, Deidre.
Hi, Deidre. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I don't think we got much to talk about, because we...
Just gonna
hindsight, I wish we just read the whole book and talked about it instead of breaking it up in chapters. But here we are.
Here we are. We can, if you think that'll be better, we can change things. It's completely up to you. I want to do whatever feels comfortable for you.
Yeah, I felt like the book could have just been read. But I was afraid I didn't want to come in, all grandiose. Yeah, y'all, it's going down. And then I'm like, oh, I only read 12 pages. So I was a little nervous about that.
Yeah, if you like want to read the whole book, that. Yeah. I'll do it.
You're like, don't threaten me with a good time.
I will read the whole book.
I'll read the whole book.
We can do whatever you want.
Trying to think here. Greek. Has everybody in the comments, have you read the whole book, or did you stop at 11? I think some people stopped, right?
I think some people stopped.
Okay, that's good. Let's ride together, y'all. Let's ride together. We got bad boys for life. Even though I spoiled myself by looking up stuff. I was like, probably should have did that, but I did
it. Sometimes you just gotta know.
Yeah.
You run the risk of spoiling yourself.
Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. I guess one other question I have for people: have anyone read the graphic novels?
Not yet. I have the first book, as the graphic novel. And then I also have the illustrated edition as well. I snagged that when I was on sale at on Amazon for like $8. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting that immediately.
Yeah. Amazon real deals, it's I don't know. They pull you in.
They're after your wallet.
They do. They had a deal for all of the court of what is it? You know what I mean? Yeah, Avatar, whatever. For $1. And I was like, should I get all of them? It was a couple days ago. They were $1 for all 4 of them together, not separately.
They want to get that sale, so you'll read the brand new book that comes out this year.
Yeah, but I missed it. I was like, maybe I'll get it. And then I went back on, and it was like $35. That's it. Not much money.
No. Like, nope. Maybe for $1, but not 35.
Not $1, I could have ride with you. We'd have been riding. I'd have been steering and everything. But now you're talking about 35 of my money? It's gonna be a no for me, Bob.
You're like, not today. Not today.
Yeah. Okay, everyone's like, hi. And then Rachel, no, you haven't read the graphic novels. I see them available on Hoopla, but I haven't read them yet. Yep, it'd be like that. Anyway, any final thoughts?
I don't think we hit all my Post-it notes, so we did good in our discussion. See what like sometimes, you know, when you just start having like the conversation, it just flows naturally, and you know, tangents sometimes happen, but we make our way back.
Yeah, we came back. I'm a very tangential person, so you can see how much I have to edit out in my videos. I'll be like, oh yeah, in this also.
In other news, this has also been happening.
Anyone from my recent video, I'm talking about like this book I just read. I can't wait to talk about it. But I just talking about this book. And then I was like, it's giving me a Piper Leo Charmed vibe. And it was like a 10-minute rant that I just like condensed it to like 2 seconds of me talking about how much I love Charmed. And I was just like,
they were up there. They're
up there for like that love, you know? Oh, man.
Yep, for sure.
And then the character's name is Piper and Leo, like the 2 of the main characters in the book that I just finished. And I was like, this is giving me some Piper and Leo. But there was no similarities. They were a hot mess. They were a hot mess.
Other than just their names, there was no similarities at all.
Really. I was like, these people are a hot mess. I can't deal with this.
Sometimes though, the Piper and Leo from Charmed, they were so back and forth with, you know, they wanted to be together, they couldn't be together. You're a witch, I'm a white liner, I can't.
I'm an elder, you a nobody, I ain't got no job, you homeless, you can't do this. It was just like so much situation. You know, I don't want you around my kid, I'm dating this dude, I just showed up and cock blocked you. It was just like a whole situation. And I was like, that's messed up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so funny. All I had to do was say Piper and Leo. Right, no more. So more Phoebe.
They were problematic.
I did not trust Cole, no matter how seemed like solid their relationship was at one time. I never trusted him. Never.
I always was judging the way they kissed on camera. It was just like too much. And I kind of felt like whole feet stank. I really was getting vibes. Like he had nasty feet. Like his feet was just not where it needed to be. So I was just judging him. How old was I? Like, I'm really sad to say it, but I was like 14. Like, what's happening? You know, like.
And honestly, like my hatred for Cole, like just tainted everything that I watched with him in it from then on. I was just like, no, I don't like you. I don't care if you're supposed to be the good guy in this, and then no, you're terrible.
I felt like he had too much Vaseline on, or did he just have an oily face? Maybe that was
yeah. Mm-hmm. He was just trying really hard to be moisturized, and he just overdid it.
He was like, I'm not having no dry skin. Y'all not going to catch me with no dry skin. He's like, no. And I'm like, I respect it. If I could just bathe in shea butter, I would. Extra. I'm there.
In the shea butter. It was never gonna, Rachel, it was never gonna end well. Never gonna end well.
Yeah. Oh, the struggle. But anyway, thank y'all.
Tangent, and we're back. All right.
I'm a very tangential person. Tangent.
Speaking of tangents, let's talk about the tangent I had, and then from the tangent that I was talking about, let's just have a conversation about the tangent.
Tangents on tangents over here. T on T.
Yep.
Thank y'all for coming and talking with us for the first 11 chapters. And I can't wait to talk with y'all about starting 12 to the end, but really the whole book, honestly. Yeah. So the whole book, 2 weeks from now on the
21st.
Yep. At 6:30. I'm glad. See, you really came through with the post-it note. I was looking for a.
Is that a Kleenex in your book?
I just really couldn't find the book.
I thought it was just like a normal piece of paper, but then it was like fluttering around too much. I'm like, that seems like a Kleenex.
Bookmark. There's nothing around, and I wanted to highlight this, so I was like, I'll use it later.
If you got it,
I'll use it later. I won't put it back in the book, but until I figure out my situation, that's really where we're at.
If you got it, you got it.
Yeah, the struggle. Hot mess express over here.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all. And hey, Michelle, we were just about to click off.
I know. We're like, hey, bye.
Hi, Michelle. Bye, Michelle. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, y'all. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And bring your books. And what was the booktuber name? The Bod, the Brody. The book Brood.
Oh, the book Brood. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the book Brood. We'll see you. I hope your kids are catching up with you.
Yep. So when we finish the book.
Right. So you can be a part of it in 2 weeks too. So, see y'all later.
See you later. Bye.